we're dealing with so much trauma at the hands of this system. And I just read an article about the racism that's systemic, the systemic racism that you can't put your hands on, but so impacts our interactions, our education system, our government. And it's the thing that has to be eradicated. 2 books I need you to get. White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, Dr. Robin DiAngelo, one of the best books for people who identify as white. And again, whiteness is a made-up construct. It doesn't exist. Blackness is a made-up construct. It doesn't exist. What we all are human beings. And unfortunately, because of these demarcations, we don't ever get to expand and grow as an entire nation, where we get to celebrate everybody's contributions. White Fragility, and then I'm going to ask you to read Dr. Edward Baptist, The Half Has Never Been Told, which is, to me, the quintessential, even more so than the 1619 Project, from this standpoint. It breaks down from a very clinical, methodical, and financial perspective how slavery grew America. And it's so powerful.
So history books, let's go with the ISIS papers, if you could find that.
No.
Let's go with
No. Here's why. If you're a white person in America and you want to understand, while I agree with you, that's college. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's look at it. Like, you don't know anything, you're learning. You're not going to give a kindergartner freaking War and Peace. You're not going to give them the Art of War. You're gonna get them there because the mind has to be
got it.
Cracked open.
Right. Before you can go for
this is my education piece right now.
What about They Came Before Columbus?
I think that's a good one, Lerone Bennett. After you read The Half Has Never Been Told, because again, to be talked to by somebody in your tribe.
Got it.
About the things that's why White Fragility comes first. Yeah, so you can know, okay, how can I be an ally?
Right.
How can I rock and roll?
Okay.
And then history, put in
context.
And then you take the next history.
Okay, got it.
Scott, I've been promising to do a book club.
Yeah, I thought you. Yeah.
Nah, and I realized again we have a certain amount of bandwidth, school, in the channel and all. So I have the books lined up, and then every week there's like another book, because what I'm doing is laying up, Carter G. Woodson.
Right.
Miseducation of the
You're going in like an order.
Because there has to be, you can't get to this next book. It's like you take a course. It's a 100 course.
Right.
You got to take the prereq before you can get to the 200 course.
I can't give Paul the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Yes, you can.
I can give him that before Carter G. Woodson? Or
what Carter G. Woodson are you giving him?
Miseducation.
Nah, that's for us. That's not for him.
Okay, all right.
So things got to make sense.
Okay, I see where you
But Malcolm X is great. I think it should be natural reading.
A natural read.
After you've gotten your foundation, you can add some novels in there and some other things to start to,
Women of Brewster Plays, it's good books.
I don't want him reading.
It's good reading. What do you mean?
I don't want him reading
It's good reading. It's good reads.
Okay.
Native Son. Give him a little Native Son.
Or the letter from a Birmingham jail, which I disseminated it about 3 years ago on this channel, which is why when Hillary Rosen said that, I was like, nope. He did not say the silence. He did not say the silence. He said white moderates. And I read it, broke it down on these airwaves, because this is one of the quintessential, most powerful, well-crafted pieces of work of I don't want to even call it's not literature. It's one of the best things I've ever read in terms of the crafting of it. Martin Luther King was a genius.
Yes.
Brilliant writer. That letter that he literally wrote in a Birmingham jail gathered up everybody, from the pastors to those well-meaning liberal white people who I don't have a racist bone in my body. I don't see color. Those people. Brilliant. So Nina Turner was right.
Okay.
We are in a culture crisis right now in this country. Definitely. From this standpoint. And I get the Bernie bros and the people wanting to see a revolution. But you need to ask yourself, first of all, how many successful revolutions have you seen? And what's the process? And what happens next? Because I think they haven't thought that through. Because again, we don't have critical thinking.
So
they're not wrong.
So here's critical thinking. How do you judge the success of a revolution? Because there have been a couple.
Give me a couple that you thought were like.
Well, I don't know if they were successful. I'm asking you. What do you consider successful? Because you had the American
Revolution was successful.
Right.
Was successful, but then let's flip it around. Because the American Revolution against the Great Britain, and I'm watching The Crown right now, which has given me a whole perspective on this evil empire. The Brits gave freedom to black
To
people
black people, right.
first. But then they gave
to fight though.
no.
To
They
help
abolished
fight.
slavery before America.
Sure. But I'm talking about when they came over America,
Yes.
they gave to fight on our side,
Yes.
and you will.
But that's what happened during the Civil War. So it's always been used as that, right?
True.
So what I'm saying is, like, if I were black 1776, I would be on the side of the Brits if I were in bondage, right? Yes, because they literally gave people
right,
freedom
to fight. But then but then you go over to London and they dealing with the same racism.
No,
even today.
You're talking about racism versus slavery.
Okay, all right.
Come on, stop.
Okay.
Nova Scotia, they gave them a pathway to go there. There's no hockey without black people in Nova Scotia who fought on the side of the Brits and got freedom through
And
that.
lived up there, yeah.
When they did the fugitive slave law in America, which made it impossible for black people really to go across to New York or Philly and be free once they got out.
Uh-huh.
Where'd they go? Canada,
yes.
Right. So someone knows my name is that book that chronicles literally somebody that went through that process. So what I'm saying is it depends on what seat you sit in, right? That was a successful revolution, definitely built this country.
Right.
But this country was built on a lie.
Right.
So at every turn we got to keep, updating and bringing new things so that we can have this discourse. And the only way to change is for everybody to arm themselves with knowledge.